We are proud and pleased to announce, in part of evolving the game and making the game better and be competitive and be prepared in our pathway programs, to announce this morning the first ever national competition of our national youths under 18 in the boys division. This competition will start off this year after we've successfully delivered the first year of the Santos Women's Competition Open Age. The next step was, and that's all, to start the youth competition that will set the stage for the pathway that will come through to fit into Andrew Hill's PNG NRL franchise in the years to come. I'd like to commend the people involved and the team that we've got. We're able to work around behind the scenes to put this together. We knew this was coming. It's in our strategic plans that a fully fledged national youth competition, both boys and girls, was coming. But like Santos women's competition that we brought it 12 months forward, it is fitting for us to also retrospectively bring this competition a bit a year closer than as initially documented in our plan. Not too many organizations or too many events like this, big events at that scale, is brought forward in a scale of strategic planning. Here's a budget that goes with it and a support that goes with it, that on the timeline that you set, you see those investments coming through. But for us to bring it forward, it's a milestone achievement for the sport and PNG Rugby League to see this coming through 12 months earlier. We'd also like to shout out and to strengthen this partnership that we've had with the NRL Bid in our franchise that's been successful. We've been working hand and glove together, Andrew Hill and myself, in supporting and seeing what the game can do and how it can get our community, get our people together. We've demonstrated this in Goroka, where we delivered the first ever, not the first ever, we did the national championships before, but in a more coordinated and with a proper skill acquisition and control and training program leading up to the championship, which the Prime Minister himself, Wepio, the chairman of the Bid team, and others, Andrew, myself, were there to see the quality of footage. That gave us the confidence that we were ready to take it to the next level. So this one is a graduation of that one event, 3 games thing, to be a good 7 weeks of competition. At the PNGRFL, we speak about our vision stands, better people, better sport, better nation. In line with that, this makes our youths and our young people get better. This will come at an expense where they have to travel and play, just like how we play our Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition. So for a young boy to, point in case, wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, get on a flight in Lae, come to Mosby, probably play in the afternoon, and get on an afternoon flight back to Lae, is something that's not only to develop the competition, but also that one person as an individual to become a better person. Managing his time, managing his control, making sure he packs his boot, making sure his toothbrush and Colgates are packed, making sure that he's properly attired, coming into the game and going back. Monday morning, he's in classroom, going back to school. This is what this competition is all about. And eventually, those good ones will go through the system and be able to compete at that place. So we thank you and extend our thank you, like I said, to bring it forward with the support of Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, who's been a strong supporter of the game and first supporter of the National Schools Championship, continue to remain committed and supporting the sport. The PNG NRL Bid and the support that they've put in to help get this game coming through in terms of financial support, as well as the capacity and people and technical expertise and skills. And our Pacific Sports Australian government funding support that comes to our higher end of the program. These are the investments that will go into the game to see this competition coming around. I am excited to see this team coming around. It starts on the 10th of May 2025, and the grand final will be played on the 28th and 29th of June. It is a 7-week competition, 5 weeks of normal rounds and 2 weeks of finals. We're starting off with 6 teams again, building on from the momentum we've gathered with the Santos National Women's Competition. So Central Dabaris, East New Britain Gurias, Goroka Lanis, Ley Tigers, Mount Again Eagles, and Port Moresby Vipers are the 6 participating teams that will come and participate in this comp. So it's exciting, and we're excited at the sport and as a sport to see this competition coming off the ground. A lot of people have been wanting this, a lot of people have been talking about this, and eventually seeing it happening, we're excited, and we announced that the competition has been brought 12 months forward and will kick off on the 10th of May 2025 for the first time. At the back of that, we have the Santos Cup that is continuing to run for the second year, kicking off on the 14th of September, grand final coinciding with our Digicel ExxonMobil Cup male. So they play together, and they kick off on the second week of August to the 14th of September. Well, our main one kicks off 3 weeks away, 12th of April. They run on for a 14th of September grand final. And we're looking at the events that will happen at the grand final and back end of it, commemorating our 58th independence. The grand final Independence weekend, there'll be announcements and events following afterwards. And another exciting year for the game, bringing one more competition into our semi-professional two division competition to making it that. So on behalf of Chairman Sandys and my PNGRFL board and everyone involved in the rugby league community, we announce the opening and the launching of the 2025 Papua New Guinea Rugby League's National Youth Competition. Thank you.
We've said all along that we need partnerships. It was reported again today how important partnerships are. And to that point, on behalf of the NRL Bid, which is now the NRL franchise, I want to acknowledge the vision and the commitment to grow this game for the PNG Rugby Football League. There are plenty of examples around the world where an elite sporting franchise does not necessarily align itself always with the governing body. And without going into those examples, one thing I can tell people in PNG that we are aligned, as the CEO said, it's a hand-in-glove relationship, and everything we want to do is put the sport first. So it's not about which logo's on a jersey or which brand or who's running the competition. This is about what's best for the sport. And from the Bid point of view, we have said from day one, we will only be successful if this is truly the people's game of PNG. And that means we're not just based in Port Moresby, we are the PNG team. So I want to acknowledge and thank firstly Stanley, his management team and his board for allowing the NRL Bid to partner with them. Secondly, this also then brings into a partnership with our clubs, our professional clubs here in PNG under the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition initially. And as the CEO said, eventually it'll involve the girls into the Women's Santos Cup. Vitally important. As good as Joe Grimer will tell you he is, he cannot do this with his team alone. We need everybody getting behind us. And today is a great example of us working collaboratively with as many people as we can. We've also said that we're on a journey and we're going to introduce concepts to PNG that they've always wanted to do but perhaps haven't had, for whatever reason, the ability to do. Some of that's funding, and of course it's well documented that we have great support from the Australian government and the PNG government. It's my responsibility and that of the CEO, Stanley Hondina's responsibility, to use that funding wisely and to ensure that whatever we do can sustain a professional sporting franchise that plays in the National Rugby League competition in 2028. To that point, the only thing that will underpin the success of our franchise is to make sure that as many Papua New Guineans can play for their team as possible. To do that, we need to have the world's best pathway system. I'm incredibly proud and excited to be sitting here with your CEO of the game here in PNG to say that the very best 18, 19-year-old boys are now given every opportunity that the same age group in Australia has. They are playing in a national competition that will prepare them, as the CEO said, to fly, to look after their well-being, to continue their schooling and their work and their higher education, to prepare well for playing on a professional stadium. They will have to prepare for media. That will prepare them to start speaking, to prepare for the life, potentially, that 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or hopefully 10 may face when they become a professional rugby league player in the best competition in the world. That is our aim. We are going to ensure that everything we do is to provide every boy and girl, regardless of where they live in PNG, the opportunity for them to achieve their dream of becoming an NRL or an NRLW player. 3 years ago, we launched a pilot program in Port Moresby to showcase what the very best of the NRL clubs are doing. That led to an enormous opportunity that we saw to grow the game to 6 academies. And Rigours is managing that under Joe's management. And we now have seen the benefit of that when the PNG Junior Kummels, not just a one-off, but 2 years in a row, can push the very best players in Australia to a 4-point loss and a draw. That's given us the confidence to build on Goroka. Goroka was an enormous success for us. Rather than playing one weekend, we've been able to work with all of our partners to turn this into an 8-week competition that will showcase now to everyone the talent that's in PNG. My challenge is to ensure that Andrew Abdo and Peter V'landys allows us to sign these kids to make sure that they're ready to play in 2028. I'm not here to showcase them for the other 17 clubs to steal. I'm here to show everyone the talent is here, and this is the first step. So again, in summary, I want to thank my team. I want to thank my board for allowing us to have the vision and supporting us to have a plan. I'd like to thank the media for telling the people what our plan is. Step by step, we've had the Penrith Panthers here. We've had Cameron Smith here. We are demonstrating we are working at a sensible speed, not rushing, but everything we do is professional and it will be as good as any other NRL club can deliver. And that is the key point. We will do this at the right speed, at the right time. And by 2028, we're going to be very well prepared in round 1 at this stadium to play our first ever game. And there will be lots of kids who have been given an opportunity to put that jersey on in front of a packed stadium, in front of 12 million screaming people who are so proud to see that local kid in the village become a local hero. This is the start of that journey. So, thank you.